Hello guys, welcome to my channel. ये वाले एपिसोड में कॉपीराइट लगने वाला है, मुझे पता है, क्योंकि पिछले एपिसोड में भी लगा हुआ है और इनफैक्ट तो 3-4 एपिसोड कॉपीराइट पड़ ही गया है। तो अगर वीडियो पसंद आए तो प्लीज़ यार कमेंट में लिख देना कि हाँ यस यार पसंद आ रही है, क्या आ रही है। और हाँ, ये एक्सप्लेनेशन तो इंग्लिश में है तो शायद बहुत लोगों को पसंद नहीं आता होगा, लेकिन एक बात ज़रूर बोलना चाहूँगी, आप लोगों का ज़्यादा टाइम वेस्ट ना करते हुए मैं अपनी स्टोरी को स्टार्ट करती हूँ। सो लेट्स गो।
She woke up at that time during festivals and to study during her exams back in India. Bree stayed awake many times till morning. She used to study in the night and slept in the morning hours. During parties, she stayed up till morning. Bree saw the tiredness in Madhu's eyes. "You should take some sleep now," she said, caring for her. Madhu felt the care and warmth of Bree's love. They disconnected the call after greeting each other. Bree slept in the same clothes which she wore the entire day, as they had the scent of Madhu in them. Bree was asleep till morning at 9. Nancy called Bree on the intercom. Bree crawled on the bed in sleep. She took the phone and said, "Hello," in a sleepy tone. "Wake up, sleepyhead. You have to come to the office today. We have a meeting with some delegates for our new branches," Nancy said on the phone. Bree mumbled and slept again on the phone as she didn't catch what her mother said. "Bree," Nancy uttered in a louder tone. Bree didn't wake up. Nancy nodded, thinking when she will be responsible for her business. She called Betty and asked her to go to her room and tell her to get ready in an hour. Betty knocked on the door of Bree a couple of times. "Go away," Bree uttered in sleep, hearing the knock. "It is me. Open the door," Betty said. After a couple of knocks, Bree got up and opened the door. "Your mother called you. Have you heard what she said over the phone?" Betty asked. "No," Bree said, trying to open her eyes. "You have to attend a meeting at 11. You need to go to the office within an hour. She wants to see you at the breakfast sharp by 9:30. Betty gave Nancy's order. Bree said and went to bed. Betty held her hand and walked her to the bathroom, saying, "My child, it is 9 already. You have to get ready in half an hour." "No," Bree uttered. But Betty didn't care for her nag and closed the bathroom door from outside after sending her inside. "Come down in 30 minutes, Betty said from outside and went out of the room. Bree couldn't recall what Nancy and Betty said. She opened the shower tap with the drizzling of hot water, thought of Madhu, brought a smile on her face. She planned to meet her again that day. She got ready hurriedly and got down to the dining table at 9:40. Nancy looked at the watch. Betty immediately served breakfast for Bree. Nancy asked her to get going by 10 for the meeting. "What meeting?" Bree asked, taking a bite of bread. "I called you in the morning. We have a meeting at 11. Some delegates are coming for our 2 new branches at Las Vegas, and we both have to be there," Nancy repeated. Their business required Bree's signature on all new deals as she is the main owner. "Mom, why didn't you tell me this last night?" Bree asked. "I got the call from the secretary this morning, and these delegates are here only for today. Our secretary fixed this meeting with no appointment, so we have to be on time there. And if we are through, then we will have 2 new branches in Las Vegas. This is a big deal." "But Mom, I need to go out with Madhu today," Bree said. "What's the matter with you? You spent whole day with her yesterday. Again you want to go today?" Nancy asked. Bree gulped her bite, thinking about the excuse. She decided of coming out to her mother about her identity. But by that time, her half-siblings joined on the breakfast. She kept quiet and gulped the bites. "Bree?" Nancy nodded, expecting the answer from her. Bree thought for a second and got the answer in her mind. "Mom, we are partners for the project. Exams are over and we need to finish some paperwork," Bree said. That was overheard by Betty as well, who stood near the kitchen. Betty was somehow relieved, thinking her doubts might be pointless. as Bree and Madhu might be working on a project. That is why they are spending so much time together. You can go back after the meeting, but you need to hurry up now, Nancy said to Bree and got up from the table, greeting her stepchildren. Hazel, Elizabeth and Dom gave looks at the mother-daughter duo with a fake smile. When they left, Betty walked to them holding Nancy's bag. Lizzie looked at them and made sure no loyal servants were around and spoke to Dom. Our party animal is too much into this Indian bird nowadays. Both the brother and sister smiled cunningly. Looking at the cunning comments of Lizzie, Hazel Johnson said, "Why do you want to dig into her personal life? Get a life." Both Lizzie and Dom smiled again, looking at her and ignored her. Hazel was a shrewd businesswoman, younger in all three Johnsons. She minded only her business. She hated to stay along with her father, Glenn, depending on his new wife Nancy. Hence, she lived separately in her apartment. She visited them now and then and was staying over there for the Thanksgiving. In car, Nancy was busy talking on the phone. Bree knew that Madhu must be asleep still as she slept late. She sent a text to her. "Good morning, my love. I am going to attend an urgent meeting to office. I will meet you after the office." Followed by sad face, love and heart emojis. Madhu woke up at 10:30 and snapped looking at the clock, thinking how come she slept so late. Then she remembered she was awake all night talking to Bree. Smiling in the memory of Bree, she rolled on the bed and took the phone first thing to see Bree's picture in her mobile. Before opening the gallery, she noticed the notification of Bree's message. Smiling, she opened that first. Reading the message, she felt disappointed for not seeing her or calling until her meeting gets over. She smiled and typed a reply, "Good morning," and paused. She typed and erased many pet names like darling, honey, sweetheart, baby, and thought what she should call her. Holding the mobile on her lips, she sighed and thought, why not address her Ivandi? Similarly, the Telugu ladies addressed their husband or respected and beloved people, since she loved and respected Bree in the same manner. She patted her head, smiling on her silly thoughts. Then she thought of a word and typed, "Good morning, my blue-eyed munchkin. It is all right. I will wait for you. Anyhow, I have to make a call at home as I didn't speak to them last night, and also need to go to the supermarket in the afternoon. Got to get all the foodstuffs before college reopens. You carry on with your meeting. Miss you and love you." Followed by heart and kiss emojis. Bree and Nancy reached the office. Bree saw that message of Madhu while getting down from the car. Nancy asked her to walk fast. Bree excused her mother on the way holding the mobile. Nancy gestured her to come fast and walked into the lobby hurriedly. Bree made a video call to Madhu. Madhu got surprised to see her video call as answer to her message. Quickly she combed her hair with her fingers and answered the call. Bree smiled, gazing at her. "Hey, sleeping beauty. Good morning. I wanted to see how you look after waking up. And you mesmerized me." She sighed. Madhu blushed and gazed at Bree. She wore a grey suit, white shirt, and as accessories, a scarf in neck and a stylish winter cap on her head. Her charming face doesn't require any makeup. She had applied light lipstick, matching her attire, and as usual, her blue eyes took away the breath of Madhu. "And you are taking my breath away, my Princess Charming," saying Madhu bit her tongue. Bree smiled hearing that. Staring at her, she winked with a kiss. In the meanwhile, her mother's number flashed on the phone. "Mom is calling," she said. Madhu smiled and said, "You must be getting late for the meeting. Go." "I'll see you soon. Bye," saying Bree disconnected the call. Madhu smiled and got down from the bed to get fresh. She was so happy for falling in love with Bree. She missed her all the time. That feeling was very much tickling and wonderful. After taking a bath and doing her chores of worshipping God and having brunch, she called her room. It was the weekend and not too late in India. She spoke to everyone at home for an hour. She was more happy this time. Charan always spoke last to her, as the brother-sister duo always had long chats. Charan noticed her extra happiness on video call and asked for the reason. She also desperately wanted to tell him about her love. But she thought it wasn't the right time and place to come out that soon to her Orthodox family members, not even to Charan. She ignored his question, saying that she was happy because she was coming to meet them in a month. In the next moment, she thought to herself that she had to go to India for 20 days to attend the wedding of her third brother Chetan. That means 20 days of separation from Bree. That thought made her sad in the next moment. Charan noticed that and asked her the reason for sudden sadness. She made an excuse of projects. After the call, thought of her separation from Bree made her sad. She lied on the couch looking at Bree's photos in her mobile, missing her touch, kiss and talks. She softly sighed. "You are driving me crazy, my munchkin." She got ready to go to the supermarket late in the afternoon. There was a snowfall outside. She wore all her warm clothes and walked to the supermarket, which was less than half a mile from her house. On the other side, Bree sat in the meeting only for the sake of her mother and business, which was a dream of her father. Though she neglected the business as she never had greed for success or money, but she always stood by her mother in the need of business ever since her father died. Her body was in a meeting, but her heart and mind were in thoughts of Madhu. She nodded in the entire business talk and thought herself, "God, Madhu, you took away my mind and heart. I am not myself ever since I fell for you." However, her mother handled everything as always. The meeting went till the afternoon, followed by the lunch with all the corporates as they wished to taste the food of Miller's restaurant. After lunch, delegates left saying that they will be calling back for the final deal, for which Bree had to go to Las Vegas head office. It was not new. Ever since Bree turned 18, she had to go along with their legal advisor to sign the deals as major stakeholder of Miller's group. Nancy asked Bree to accompany her to the office, but Bree couldn't bear any more separation from her love, so she excused her mother. Nancy asked her driver Jeremy to drop Bree at Madhu's place. Bree saw the time. It was 3:15 in the afternoon. She knew that Madhu must be in the supermarket at that time, as she said in the morning. She stopped by the dollar supermarket where Madhu shopped regularly and asked Jeremy to wait for her so that they can carry Madhu's stuff till her house and car. She entered in the supermarket and searched for Madhu. After a while, she spotted her near the vegetables counter and smiled, staring at her. She dialed her number, staying away from her. Madhu smiled, looking at the mobile which flashed Bree's number. Bree blushed, looking at her changing expressions. "So, how was the meeting?" Madhu asked her in a soft voice, sliding the mobile screen to receive her call. It was good. By the way, you always take my heart away with that cute smile, which appeared on your face just now after seeing my name on the phone." Bree sighed, leaning to the big cart near her. "Where are you?" surprised Madhu asked, looking here and there after hearing that. "Stalking you," Bree whispered and slowly walked towards her. Madhu blushed while looking for Bree. Bree came behind Madhu and held her from her waist and whispered, "Hi, honey," in her ears. Madhu got amazed by her sudden touch and embrace and dropped her mobile in the cart before her. Madhu blushed, closing her eyes and touching Bree's hands which held her waist and whispered, "You are here?" "Yes," saying Bree, kissed her neck. Madhu slowly moved ahead, blushing. She said softly, "It is a public place." "Yes, and it is all normal here. Even kissing is normal. Remember, you are in America." Saying, Bree bent towards Madhu to kiss her. Madhu bent aside, blushing. "I know, but I am shy," saying she slightly pushed her. "Okay, at least I deserve a hug after 16 hours, Bree said, spreading her arms. Madhu blushed and hugged her by embracing her arms around her neck. Bree held her waist and hugged her tightly. Taking a chance, Bree kissed her neck, whispering, "I missed you." Madhu blushed on her naughty act and hid her face in the chest of Bree. Although Madhu had a tall stature of 5.7 feet, but Bree was taller than her with 5.10 feet height. Madhu always hid her face in Bree's collar. "How did you know that I will be here?" Madhu asked in her embrace. "Intuition," Bree whispered. Madhu looked at her, squeezing her eyes. Bree smirked, winking at her, and said, "You told me that you will be coming here in the afternoon." "You remembered?" Madhu asked, looking at her. "I remember each and every word you say," Bree said, caressing her cheeks. Some elderly ladies passed by, and Madhu got alerted. Shying, she got separated from Bree's embrace. Bree noticed her shyness and she blushed as well when those ladies gave smile to them. They both finished shopping for Madhu with some of the other romantic acts in the middle and finished the billing and went towards the car. The driver, Jeremy, helped them to keep all the bags in the car. Bree thought of something and told Jeremy to check whether she left one of the bag at counter number 4 by handing him the bill. Obeying her order, he walked inside the market by asking her to sit in the car by that time. Bree gestured Madhu to get into the car. Madhu blushed again, seeing at her naughty face, and got into the car and closed the door. Bree also got inside from the other side of the car and smiled at her. Taking a chance of privacy, she slowly moved her face towards Madhu, who sat looking down, closing her eyes, blushing and trembling. Bree caressed her cheeks, holding her face in both her hands, pushing her hair back behind her ears, which were on her face, and she touched her lips. Madhu still closed her eyes, shying. Bree held her face up, holding her chin, and slowly kissed her cheeks, and then 2 lips. Madhu embraced her hands around Bree and kissed her back. Bree got aroused, which she never felt for anybody before Madhu, and she kissed her neck by pulling her scarf down. By that time, Madhu saw the driver coming, and suddenly she pushed away Bree. The driver opened the door and said, "There is no bag left behind, madam." Bree was striked and moved away from Madhu and said, Okay, I think I must have kept it in some big bag." The driver started the car. Bree moved close to Madhu and pressed her hand. Madhu couldn't do anything other than blushing. They reached Madhu's home in 5 minutes' drive.